What if I told you that some people don't arrive loudly, don't demand attention, don't need fireworks or grand announcements, and yet the moment they're there, everything feels warmer? Like a quiet light you didn't realize you were leaning toward until suddenly you can't imagine the room without it. This Christmas, that light didn't flicker. It stayed for 31 consecutive weeks. While the world rushes from headline to headline, trend to trend, moment to moment, BTS's Jin did something far more rare. He remained. For the 31st week in a row, Jin once again claimed first place in the Aidolpic weekly poll, proving that this isn't about temporary excitement or passing attention. During the third week of December alone, from December 15th to December 21st, 54,939 people chose his name. Not out of habit, not out of obligation, but out of connection. And when you widen the lens, the story becomes even more powerful. Across cumulative voting over the past 2 weeks, Jin gathered 117,577 picks, the highest number of votes among all winners of the 169th Electronic Billboard Reward Grand Prize. That number isn't just data. It's time. It's choice. It's thousands of people, day after day, deciding him. Again, and again, and again. But charts only tell part of the story, because this season, Aidolpic asked a question that went straight to the heart. Which idol is the best Christmas present just by existing? No performances attached. No promotions required, just being there. And the response was overwhelming. Jin placed first, earning 52,076 votes and a total of 103,394 points. Nearly half of all voters chose him. Half. In a world full of stars, half the room quietly pointed to one person and said, "He's enough." Why? Fans didn't talk only about his voice, though his stable vocals continue to ground every stage. They talked about how he shows up, how his sincerity doesn't waver, how his warmth doesn't feel rehearsed, how his humor feels human, not forced. They spoke about the way he communicates, not from a pedestal but from the same level. Listening, responding, sharing moments that feel small, yet somehow linger the longest. Jin isn't just someone you watch, he's someone you feel. That's why people say his presence itself is comforting. Because even on days without music releases, without performances, without headlines, he still gives something. A smile that feels genuine, a word that lands softly, a presence that says you're not alone right now. And maybe that's the real reason his popularity doesn't spike, it endures. As the year reaches its final stretch, Jin offers one more moment to hold on to. The announcement of Run Soak Jin Episode Tour, the movie. A film that doesn't just document a concert, but preserves memories. Behind-the-scenes moments, unfiltered emotions, laughter, pauses, glances, the things that don't always make it to the stage lights. The movie captures Run Soak Jin AP Tour in Goyang, held in June at the Goyang Sports Complex Auxiliary Stadium. Moments built together, moments shared, not rushed. The film will be released worldwide on December 27th, and for fans in Korea, it will arrive through exclusive CGV screenings starting December 31st. A year-end gift, not wrapped in glitter, but in memory. A chance to sit in the dark, watch the screen glow, and remember how it felt to be part of something sincere. So when people say, the best Christmas present is Jin, just by existing, it isn't exaggeration, it's recognition. Of someone who doesn't disappear when the noise fades. Of someone who doesn't need to reinvent himself to remain loved. Of someone whose presence feels steady when everything else feels fast. 31 weeks. Countless votes. One constant feeling. This Christmas, Jin didn't just top a poll. He reminded everyone that sometimes the most meaningful gift isn't something new. It's someone who stays.